Hello again. Today I'd like to talk to you about a shortcut to manifesting with Shreem Brzee, and that is the Shreem Brzee Yantra. Now, to give you a little bit of background information, the ancient yogis, yogis of when I say ancient, thousands of years ago, they meditated for hours, for days, for weeks and years, to obtain divine revelation, to obtain a higher consciousness. And that's where mantras come from. Sanskrit mantras come from yogis who spent time doing that. And there are yogis that do that in this day and age as well, right? So it's not just in the past. But one of the things that they realized is in their wise ways is that not everybody can do that, right? If you think about it, there's only a small percentage of the population in the world that is able to dedicate their entire life, their entire existence to meditating and chanting. Like I said, it's weeks and years and to receive divine revelations. Not everybody can do that. Why? Well, you have to eat, right? Not just to eat food for yourself, but you have to plant the food. You have to take care of the animals. You have to cook the food, There are children that need to be raised. There's education that needs to be taught to people. There are other things that just, even our basic bodily needs, we have to take care of in this world. So not everybody, most people are not able to spend that kind of time. If you can, oh my goodness, God bless you. But most of us have such busy schedules, and especially in the modern day, there's so much that's going on, so many things that you have to do, so many distractions on top of that. So the yogis, in their wisdom, created shortcuts. So one of those ways is with the Shreem Brzee Yantra. Now, I'll do some other videos that'll tell you more about yantras and how to take care of them and things of that nature. But I wanted to show you the Shreem Brzee Yantra. I don't know if you can really see that clearly. Maybe if I pull it back, you can see that there's a geometric design on there. And then there's also, inscriptions that are on there as well. And there's Shreem Brzee and using Roman letters that's in the center of that. And so let me backtrack just a little bit. So with yantras, a yantra is made of a metal, copper, that is conductive. It's a conductor of energy. In this case, it's spiritual energy. And any yantra that you get, and it has inscriptions on it, whether it's Sanskrit writing and sacred geometry that's on here as well, what it's doing, it is locking the divine energy into this copper. And if you think about copper wiring is used to conduct electricity from a source to wherever it's going to, right? So I won't go into a lot of that, but that's to give you a taste about that. And this is an accelerated way to be able to access the divine energy, because when you have a yantra, basically what you're doing is that you have in your hand Shreem Brzee, the sound, the divine energy, the goddess Lakshmi. She's right here in the Shreem Brzee Yantra. Now, when I show the yantra, I know the words are backwards and everything, and that's because of the filming of this. It always does things backwards. But anywho, you at least get an idea of what it looks like, right? So why is this a shortcut? This is a shortcut because it accelerates the transformation process. Rather than spending years and years meditating to, receive the divine presence, you actually get the divine presence in the Shreem Brzee Yantra. And so, excuse me. And this yantra is not just something that's pretty to look at and it has these scribblings, things on it. As I said, there's sacred geometry that's on there. There's also things that are words that are written in Sanskrit that are purposely placed on here, and it's also energized. It contains the energy of the goddess. Really, it's like having the goddess in your hand. Now, this particular yantra is a 2-inch yantra. And it can fit right into the palm of my hand, okay? And as I said, when these are created, I buy my yantras from the Palai Center, and when they're created, after the Shreem Brzee Yantra is created, it's energized in a particular ceremony. It could be a fire ceremony, fire prayers, like a homa, or it could be a hydration ritual or something like that. They energize this and then they ship it out to people, to whomever purchases. And it's a way to really access the power. So one of the ways to use this yantra is to place it in your hand, the palm of your hand. Now this, on the video, it looks like it's my right hand, but it's actually my left hand. So as you can tell, this 2-inch yantra fits perfectly in the palm of my left hand. So you want to place it in the palm of your left hand facing up. You take your right hand and you place it here. Okay, so it's right in between your hands. So again, you place it facing up in your left palm and your right palm on top of it. Okay, and when you do that, as you're chanting Shreem Brzee, you're doing your chanting session, it enhances your practice, right? It really brings the divine energy into your hands. Now your hands have energy wheels, they're chakras, that are here. And so because your hands are on the yantra, and then you're also chanting Shreem Brzee, the quantum sound is in the yantra itself, you're infusing that energy into your body, into your hands, and it just goes all throughout your body, okay? So that is a direct way of bringing, the goddess into your life, or goddess Lakshmi in particular. Now there are other archetypes that are associated with Shreem Brzee mantra in particular. For example, Dr. Pillai as well, because he's an ascended master, a guru, and also Vishwamitra, okay? Vishwamitra, who gave the Brzee mantra to Dr. Pillai. All right, so that is a 3D, we call it a 3D access, right? Remember when you're talking about archetypes, they exist in a realm that we can't often see. Not normally, we don't see them, we don't hear them like you would another human being. They are made of light and they're made of sound, and so they are, they're not in our 3D world, but guess what? A yantra brings them into our 3D world. Now, there are other things that you can do with the yantra as well. You can take a nice clean cloth. If you have a pink one, that's great, because pink is associated with a goddess Lakshmi, or I do white. And you can wrap your yantra in the cloth and take it with you. You can put it in your purse, put it in your wallet. I don't know if I'd put it in your back pocket, because, people like to pick pockets, especially if you're in a very crowded group, so you might not want to do that. If you want to keep it, you might not want to put it in your back pocket. But, whatever you hold that you're taking with you, put the yantra in the cloth, and then you can carry it with you. And that's great, because that means you have Shreem Brzee with you, right? You have that energy wherever you go, wherever you take it. Another way in terms of using it is like I said, for meditation between your palms, but also you can put it on your altar. Now, if you have an altar, and I will do videos about altars and how to build an altar. What I do on my altar is that I have a little bookcase, it's a little plastic, it's like I don't know if it's a book something or other, I don't know. Anyway, it's great to use, I don't even know what it's called, but it's great to use it to, so that my yantra can sit up on my altar. So we'll see if I can do this without dropping it. So I can put this right here. I don't think you can see this, but let's see, maybe if I put it right here, then you can see it, right? Oops, and I gotta turn it around. So that way, it's projecting the energy. That's the other thing about yantras, is that it's projecting the energy. A Shreem Brzee, it's projecting into your home. If you take it, put it in between your palms, putting it in your body. If you carry it with you, it's surrounding you. It's that divine energy of Shreem Brzee that's with you. So that's a great way, right? Now, here's a pro tip. So if you have an altar, and if you don't have an altar, I will, like I said, I will do a video on that. But if you have an altar, one of the best things that you want to do, the direction, you want your yantra to face the north direction. For me, that's that way. And in the north direction, north represents wealth. Okay, so you want your yantra, or even if you have a Lakshmi statue, Lakshmi or Vishnu, for example, have them facing north. Okay, that's the best, the most opportune, I guess you'd say, cardinal direction for bringing wealth into your house. Now, if you can't do north, then they can face east. That's okay too. That's kind of traditional as well. All right. So again, why is this a shortcut? Because it saves time. You don't have to spend years and years to bring Shreem Brzee to you. You actually have Shreem Brzee in the yantra. And the yantra provides that power. It can bring that power into your life. So that's a shortcut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this a 10-minute video, but I'll try to put a summary in the description. So, and if you want to see what the Shreem Brzee looks like or what the pricing is at the Palai Center, I do have a link for you to click on in the description. If you have any questions, please ask me. I love to answer questions and love to be of service to you. Namaste. May the goddess of wealth, may the goddess of abundance and prosperity bless you today.